All right, this video is going to go through problems 1 through 3. So it says, use the table to identify key characteristics of the parabola, axis of symmetry. So that's the first thing we're going to start with. So what you want to do is notice symmetry within the table. So you can see here that you have, similar outputs here, similar outputs here, same outputs here. So your vertex has to be halfway between -2 and 8, or halfway between 0 and 6, or halfway between 2 and 4. They'll all bring you to the same value. So our vertex must be halfway between 2 and 4, which is at x equals 3. So your axis of symmetry is x equals 3. And then it says, is the parabola concave up or down? Well, notice your values here are getting smaller and smaller and smaller as you go away. So like here, your output 0 to -16 is smaller, to -48 is smaller, and then other direction, you're starting at 0, -16 smaller, -48 is smaller. So therefore it is concave down, which means our vertex will be a maximum. Our y-intercept happens when x is 0. So that is right here. And then your x-intercepts happen when your y values are 0. And those are the ones that are in blue, 2, 0, and 4, 0. Okay? Part 2, number 2, it says use a graph to identify key characteristics. It does look like our graph is going up by 2, so you do want to be careful there. Our x-intercepts are right here, and our vertex is right there. So if we look at our axis of symmetry, it's going through there. Okay, so let's go ahead and list all of this. Axis of symmetry, it looks like it is x equals -1/2. Coordinates of the vertex, it looks like not -1/2, sorry. This is going up by 2's, -1. And then our vertex, this is also going up by 2's, your y value. So this is -2, -4, -6, -8, -10. So that's -9. And then is the parabola concave up or down? Up. So the vertex is a minimum. Our y-intercept is right here, which is 0, -8. Because again, remember, this is going by 2's, so sometimes it can be tricky. So you have -2, -4, -6, -8. And then our x-intercepts, I already highlighted those. So that looks like it's 2, 0, and -2, -4, 0. And something you always want to confirm is that if you look at your x-intercepts compared to your vertex, is your vertex halfway between your x-intercepts? -1 is halfway between -4 and 2. Okay, so that's kind of a checking point to make sure that you have graphed that, or you've answered these questions correctly. And then question 3, and I get it here, it says, Adam flew his remote-controlled drone off a platform. The function f models the height of the drone above the ground in meters as a function of time in seconds after takeoff. How high was the platform? Which point did you use to answer the question? So when you're looking at that, how high is where it's starting from, right? So pretty much you want to think you're kind of ignoring all this stuff, right? Because this is going negative time. So where does it start? It starts right here. And as you can see there, it's starting 60 meters above the ground. And the point that you are using is your y-intercept. Okay, what was the drone's maximum height? How long did it take the drone to reach that? Which point did you use? Well, max height is right here. Remember, your vertex is always your maximum or minimum. So your ordered pair here is 10, 80. So the first answer is the maximum height, which is 80 meters. The second part is how long did it take? It happens at 10 seconds. Which point did we use? The vertex. And then it says, how long did the drone stay in the air? Which point did you use to answer the question? Well, so if you think about this, when it takes off, time starts, right? 10 seconds we're here, and then right there is when it hits the ground, okay? So when it says, how long did it stay in the air? 30 seconds, right? And what value did you use? Your x-intercept. Now for part D, it says, if A is a negative 0.2, write a possible equation for the height in terms of seconds in vertex form and intercept form. So, vertex form, remember, what goes inside is your h value, which is the x value of your vertex. What goes outside is the y value of your vertex, which is your k. So that would be vertex form. In intercept form, now you do kind of need to know this point, right? It's at negative 10, 0, and this is at 30, 0. So intercept form, again, they told you that your a value is negative 0.2. And so now we just need to plug in the x values of our x-intercepts. Well, when I plug in a negative 10, x minus a negative 10 becomes x plus 10. Here, x minus 30 is just x minus 30. So those are the two forms.